Plaintiff Robert Friend rented a room in the defendant's home, and he claims the defendant's wife often used methadone and fell asleep with lit cigarettes. Robert says the defendant then moved in a crackhead and a working prostitute, and he's suing him today for damage and unreturned property and an illegal eviction. Defendant Glenn James and his wife Leanne say Robert's the drug addict who used marijuana and crystal meth. Glenn denies moving in a prostitute and a crackhead, and they're countersuing for unpaid rent, harassment, and defamation of character.
Tell me what happened.
I met the defendants on summer of 07. He was a store clerk at the store that I rented an apartment above. November, December of that year, they offered to rent me a room. At first it was okay. A little bit of drug use I ignored, kept to myself.
That's not true, Your Honor. He's the one that was smoking marijuana in the house.
That's all right, y'all all smoking weed.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I kept to myself due to conditions of the house. I stayed in my room quite a bit. June of 08, we moved from that house to another house on North Hill. Things went downhill pretty quick. They moved another couple into the house with us. Glenn told me that the couple was crackheads, and the woman was an active prostitute.
I would not let no crackheads, prostitutes. I got 3 beautiful young daughters I'm trying to raise. I would not let.
How did you discover they were crackheads?
Mr. James told me himself.
You're a liar, bro.
Did you observe any of their destructive ways?
That's what I was getting to.
We had custody of our children.
I'll give you a chance.
Leanne was on methadone at the time. She would often fall asleep with cigarettes in her hand, which could have burnt the house down, killed everybody in the house. Yeah. When I wasn't at the house, they were actually renting the room, my bedroom, to these people. When I come home,
Why your bedroom? I thought they had their own.
No, they just lived in the house with us. They didn't have a room.
Floor? They slept on the floor at night?
I don't know where they slept.
You didn't see them?
Where did they sleep, man? Come on.
You come home and you wouldn't see them.
Huh?
Sir,
yeah.
You would come home and
I would see them around
during the entire time that they lived there, you never saw where they were located in the home.
Yeah, they would be moving around the house.
You never saw them lay down anywhere.
No, I didn't spend a lot of nights.
I didn't ask you that you spent a lot of time. You never saw them laying down morning, noon, or night.
Yeah, on the couch, on the chairs.
All right, then that's what it is. See what I'm getting to?
Yeah,
they were on the couch.
Right.
Let's hear from you all. Go ahead, sir.
All right, first of all, Your Honor, he's a junkie. He's a liar. This is just a scam for him to try to get. He used to do crystal meth.
Okay.
Second of all, if the house was so bad, why would he even want to come and stay with us in the first place? Okay. Yeah, he was right.
Said his problem thus far was that you all moved crackheads in.
No, Your Honor. He's the one that in his room, he would urinate in cups and leave them underneath the nightstand.
We found them.
And we found them, Your Honor.
Why do you think he did that?
Because he's probably too lazy to go upstairs and go to the bathroom.
Did you ever ask
Your Honor?
He said he denied it, of course. He said he didn't do it, but he's the only one.
How many times did he do it?
We found 2 cups. We found 2 cups when we went in there.
Okay. Sir, let's get to the damage.
Okay.
How did it come about? What happened?
They called me on beginning of July, told me that they were moving my things out of the bedroom. They had broke some of my items.
Where were you when they called?
I was at my girlfriend's house. Like I said, I didn't spend a lot of time at the house. He called me called my girlfriend's cell phone, letting me know that he damaged some of my items, removing them from my room, doing the illegal eviction. And then I could store my stuff there until I came back to get them. When I came back to get them, I was allowed to...
You didn't get any notice?
No notice whatsoever.
Okay, when you came back?
When I came back to retrieve some of my items on the first trip, they allowed me in the house where I noticed my items had been rummaged through. Some of the things removed, some of the property damage. The power cords to my electronics were removed, and the vandalism to the electronic devices.
Like what? What devices?
PlayStation 2, they removed the power cords and broke the eye on the PlayStation 2. So even after I went and bought the new power cords, it still didn't work.
What else?
The DVD player, they removed the patch cords to them and also poured some sort of liquid into the DVD player. There was also the stereo that he removed from my room and took it up to the upper house. The 27-inch color TV that when their TV broke, they confiscated it and took it. Also, they claimed that they were taking my bed, mattress, and box springs in lieu of rent that I supposedly owed them.
You agreed to that, man. Come on.
But I told them that I wasn't gonna pay them rent because they wouldn't give me a house key to the house or allow me to put a padlock on my bedroom where they were allowing other people to use.
Had you asked in the past?
Yes, I did. When we first moved in.
What had they told you?
They said they would have to think about it, and Leanne said she wouldn't give me a house key because she wanted to be able to inspect my room when she felt like it. Yes, I was.
Did you have a lease or it was month to month?
No, they refused to give me any type of receipts because they were on welfare.
All right.
And a receipt.
Let me just ask, did he have a key?
To the first place, yes.
No, the place in question that he's suing you about.
Actually, no, because he stayed 2 days there, and he didn't have a chance to get.
Was he a tenant?
No.
No, not of the new place.
Okay, so you didn't expect payment.
Right.
Exactly.
For this second place.
Not for the second place, no.
Oh, okay. So the unpaid rent your countersuing is for what exactly? Which
the
place?
first place.
Okay, so you moved him into a second place when he hadn't paid you for the first place.
Right. Because I felt sorry for him because he didn't have nowhere to go, because he couldn't stay with his girlfriend, because he allegedly beat her kids. So he's not allowed around her kids.
If you felt sorry for him because he couldn't pay his rent, you didn't expect any rent ever from him at the second place.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, good enough. Go ahead. So any other property?
All of my clothes, my daughter's clothes, my clothes, all of my furnishings, bed, dressers.
Everything.
Everything that I own.
And how long after that did you request to come and get the remainder?
I've requested numerous times. They would actually.
Tell me the next time. This was July.
It was within a week. I requested to come and make another trip.
And what did they say?
No one would answer the door when I showed up. I've called numerous times. Mr. James would give me the excuse that he was in Sandusky. He would contact me as soon as he got back.
And by the way, he was a tenant because you all intended, as you just admitted, to let him stay there, even if he paid you no rent.
Okay.
And he has all his things there. You thought he was only going to stay for 2 nights?
No, I didn't think so. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So he was a tenant, and tenants are entitled to keys. Did you call him up without notice and tell him you were moving his things?
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
What happened?
I called him and I told him, I said, well, actually, he told me he was moving out. He stayed there 2 nights. He came to me and said, I'm moving in with my girlfriend. I guess he said he would hide on the weekends when her kids come over.
Was it only 2 nights?
It was more like a week and a half. That's when the people were living there.
Why do you think he asked you to move so quickly?
Because I told him I wasn't going to pay rent until I got a house key, plus put a lock on my bedroom door.
That, Your Honor. He never told me that.
How much were you to pay per month?
$200 a month. I lived with him a year prior, paying rent.
Is this true? $200 a month?
Yes.
If our house was so
just
bad,
told
why
me you
would
weren't
you stay
charging
a
him.
year?
You just told me you weren't charging him.
He didn't pay.
What are you looking crazy for?
He didn't pay.
You told me that you were letting him stay free.
I never said that.
You never said it.
Wasn't paying.
You never said it.
I meant, Your Honor,
judgment for the plaintiff. You can't sit here and insult me and lie to me. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim is dismissed. That was an illegal eviction. You did agree, as you just said, to accept rent. You perjured yourself by earlier telling me he wasn't to pay any rent. Your claim is dismissed for perjury. Judgment for the plaintiff.
When they told me they moved him in, they told me that they met him at the hospital and they were addicted to crack and she was a prostitute.
I never sold him. Why would I move a prostitute and a crackhead in with my 3 daughters?